Has a smell ever hit you so hard that it unlocked childhood memories, like time travel? 1 second you're here and next you're back in your grandmother's kitchen or your first day of school. This is just one trick the multi-billion-dollar fragrance industry relies on. In this video, we'll look at even more psychological deceptions used to make money.
Because perfume is more than just fragrance. It's psychology bottled. The global fragrance market is huge, estimated at a staggering $60 billion, growing constantly. Brands spent millions in advertising and collaborations, which created entire careers of perfume influencers. You've probably seen Jeremy Fragrance, for instance. Power! Now, here's something odd. You probably can't remember what you had for lunch last week, but a smell you haven't encountered in decades can instantly bring back childhood memories in perfect detail. How's that possible? This is one key trick that makes sense so valuable. But let's first look at why people use perfume in the first place. Perfume isn't just about smelling good. It's about sending a message. A scent can say, "I'm confident," "I'm mysterious," or "I belong." It's one of the most subtle forms of social signaling we have. Invisible, but powerful. Studies show that scent plays a big role in how we form first impressions. In one experiment from Oxford University, participants rated strangers as more attractive when they liked the scent, and accordingly rated them as significantly less attractive when paired with an unpleasant odor. Our brains use olfactory cues to fill in social information we don't consciously notice. But they are small. Perfume has become a way to construct identity. Research by psychologist Rachel Hertz, one of the leading experts on the psychology of scent, found that people often describe their signature fragrance using the same adjectives they use for themselves. In other words, perfume becomes part of the extended self, a concept first described by Russell Belk, where possessions act as symbols of who we are, or rather who we want to be. And that's something the fragrance industry knows all too well. With all such products, marketing doesn't just sell smell, it sells personality. Citrus notes are packaged as fresh and energetic, woody tones as masculine or grounded, and florals as romantic. Of course, none of these categories exist in nature. Wood doesn't have something inherently masculine or flowers something intrinsically feminine. They are human constructs, or rather they are social constructs, built through years of cultural conditioning and advertising, of course. Now, this advertising can even influence the smell itself. Psychologists call this the expectation effect. The idea that what we believe shapes what we perceive. In one classic experiment, participants smelled the exact same fragrance twice. Once, they were told it was a luxury designer scent. The other time, it was labeled as a cheap drugstore brand. And even though the liquid was identical, people rated the luxury version as richer, longer lasting, and in general more pleasant. Now, you might think they just said so, but it actually shows up in brain scans as well. When researchers gave people the same wine, but changed the price tags, the expensive wine actually triggered more activation in the orbital frontal cortex, which is part of what you could consider the brain's reward center. So the experience wasn't faked, it was neurologically real. Perfume companies use this psychology constantly. Heavy bottles, gold lettering, mysterious French names. all designed to set your brain's expectations before you even sprayed it. We've seen how perfume can shape identity and even trick our expectations, but its deepest magic lies somewhere else: memory. No other sense connects to memory and emotion as directly as smell. That's because of the way our brains are wired. You see, all information from other senses, vision, hearing, taste, all goes through the thalamus and is filtered and relayed to the corresponding cortex area, or consciousness in essence. Smell is the only sense that bypasses this filter, the thalamus. So when we inhale, odor molecules travel straight to the olfactory bulb, which is directly linked to the amygdala, the center for emotion, and the hippocampus, where memories are stored. So no translation, no filter, just a shortcut straight to feeling. That's why a single whiff of perfume can hit you harder than a photograph ever could. You're not remembering the moment, you're reliving it. This phenomenon even has a name: the Proust effect, named after the writer Marcel Proust, who described how the smell of tea and madeleines instantly transported him back to his childhood. Psychologist Rachel Hertz demonstrated this scientifically in a 2004 study. She found that odors triggered more emotional and vivid autobiographical memories than sight or words, and that these scent-evoked memories activate the same brain regions involved in emotion and nostalgia. It's the reason why you can smell a stranger's perfume and suddenly think of someone you once loved, or why a certain soap, a certain flower, can bring back a place you thought you'd forgotten. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and made it so far, consider subscribing.